could have been anywhere in the world today, but you're here with us in Ede, and I appreciate that. Before I start my talk, I would like to reflect a little moment on the uniqueness of us being here together at this very moment. Because after us, there will be millions and millions of people watching this very moment on a screen. But none of them will have the opportunity you have right now to see each other and to see me unframed and unedited. These online viewers will not see me taking my cheat sheet. Speakberichtje, ik moest er zelf ook op googelen. Laying it on the ground because the cameraman is framing the image for them and they won't be able to see my feet. And they probably never hear this explanation too, because if TEDxEde has found a decent editor, he probably just cuts this part away. So that's a second framework, the framework of editing, of montage. So in a way, it will be much easier for them, for the online viewers, than for us. Because they will miss all the boring moments the editor cuts away in all his wisdom. And it will be even easier because they will have subtitles and it will be here or maybe here, depending on the frame the cameraman is using. And er is zelfs een grote kans dat deze zin in het Engels ondertiteld wordt. So I just wanted to say this before I start my talk. Editor, you can cut this away. Ladies and gentlemen, film frames. The owner of a film gets to decide what will be in it and what should be left out. And that is how some speakers we saw today can show videos without any critical comments on their ideas or their project. Just leave it out. And what I find extremely interesting is that we are forming our identities as human beings by using the same process, by letting things and people and thoughts in and by keeping some of them out. This is how films are being created, but this is how our identity as human beings is being formed as well. And this is also how we present our life story. Some things we embrace and we tell about them, and some things we want to hide and we exclude them. And we find our friends by sharing the things we embrace. And we seek acknowledgement of our own inclusion and exclusion decisions by acknowledgement. So, acknowledgement frames. By acknowledgement we frame ourselves and we frame the people around us. And PR managers and commercial makers know this, and they will do anything to acknowledge your needs, your framing needs. They sometimes even acknowledge needs of which you didn't even know you had them. And this is how the magic of film is commonly used within companies and within organizations. They show what companies want to show, good results of different times and places, and mostly only good results, and that's why corporate videos sometimes are somewhat boring. But I said the magic of video because film is magic, it really is. Because as a filmmaker, you're not limited to these natural frames of time and place, but you decide when to see what. And you're able to compress stories and energy and even time into small YouTube energy, which exactly communicates the things and the identity you want to communicate. And that's great. That's why I love watching films, and that's why I love making films. In a way they're dictators. Films are dictators, frame dictators. but they're full of energy, and we all love energetic dictators, don't we? So, films can be used to present your ideal identity, My experience is that your ideal identity, that what you want to be and should do, is often not exactly the same as your actual identity in practice. Whether you're working for a school, or at the NS, or at the hospital, or at a development organization, or in a church, most of the times there's a gap between the ideal and the actual situation. So, within most organizations, growth is possible. And because organizations consist of people, of persons, I think personal ideas and opinions and beliefs are extremely important for what an organization is and does. So I'm acknowledging you right now. You are important for your organization. Working together needs understanding each other and acknowledging each other's roles and also each other's frames. So here's my idea, worth spreading. You could use video to do that. And I'm actually not the first one with this idea, but I'm using it and I'm really enthusiastic about the results. We just said the one who owns a film gets to decide what will be in it and what should be kept out. So the one who pays gets to decide. But within bigger organizations, the one who decides sometimes lacks the knowledge of people who did this before. And she or he hasn't got the time to listen to each one of them, to their experiences, and to their ideas, and to their advice. So that's why you should film it. Film it. Participatory video. This is it's a difficult word, but it's quite a cool technique. A participatory video gives voice to people who actually know things by experience, like nurses, or teachers, or people who are receiving food help, or even people without your company, or within your company or organization. So how does this work? People learn to film themselves. Yeah, they get a camera, and it's actually quite easy. Within a day you learn the basics of filmmaking. And these people start to make films about their organization, about their company, or about their neighborhood. And when you tell a story in front of a camera, and you are the owner of the film you're making, which is very important for participatory video, ownership. So when you tell a story in front of the camera, you're able to redo it and redo it and redo it until you're satisfied with the results. And afterwards, you're able to compress it and by editing it. And when you tell a story in front of the camera, in the intimacy of a space without any critics, your ideas are sometimes more thoughtful than an unprepared reaction in the heat of a discussion. And these videos are being shown. During a viewing, you see and hear everybody's video messages, and sometimes also sketches. And when it's done in the right way, you really hear everybody and see everybody. You don't exclude opinions or people before you've discussed them. So these videos are being used to catalyze a conversation about your expectations and about the future and about your dreams. And this is how the identity of an organization becomes clear. This is how you frame your goals for the future. So that's participatory video in short. And you're able to share these videos, not only with the colleagues or peer groups, but also with the decision makers. And as I said, this method isn't new. It's been used for years now within the humanitarian aid sector, because these video messages give voice to people without any voice. When you film within the grassroots, at the grassroots level, even people who can't read or write, and even people who don't speak the language of the decision makers, are getting a voice and a face by these video messages. So what's new? Because what I said, when you search on YouTube, you will find hundreds and hundreds of participatory videos. What's new? Okay, this is not new, but there is something new. You and me we are the first generation in history with a computer in every household and in every company, which is fast enough to edit video, to make films ourselves, and to compress time. You are able to communicate with compressed time. It's as with a letter, read a letter, but you don't lose your face, and it's way more fun. Could you please show me your mobile phone? Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I see 125 cameras within this room. We know about the gap between the reality and our dreams. And we've heard a lot about a generation gap. And with all the vitters, all the baby boomers retiring soon, we risk to lose a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. By using participatory video as an evaluation tool and as a learning tool, we are able to create our own e-learning. And we're able to share it with the world. So, there's a lot of knowledge within your organization. Don't let it get away. Capture it, discuss it, share it, and use it. You're ready for it. Thank you very much.